In order to determine whether or not an antique brooch that was found on Lot 21 is partially made of gold, his son Alex and his buddy Craig Tester traveled to St. Mary's University in Halifax. The brooch was discovered this year and was inspected by a geologist. Dr. Krista Bro, an associate professor of chemistry who specializes in electrochemical chemistry, as well as metals and their chemical compositions, along with her colleague, Dr. Xiang, are joined by Dr. Bro and Xiang in order to investigate the chemical composition of the brooch and determine whether or not it is composed of gold or any other precious metals. Employing a scanning electron microscope with a high level of optical power, after magnifying the brooch to a magnitude that is tens of thousands of times larger than its true size, the team will analyze its chemical makeup in order to discover whether or not it is composed of gold or any other valuable metals.
A circle of pebbles in that it is filled with trash. What is this then? Underneath it, charcoal was discovered. There is still a great deal of data to locate and integrate. Subscribing to the channel will provide you with access to more blues from the world of mysteries. As we conclude our investigation of Oak Island's secrets, it is important to note that all hypotheses remain speculative. However, the investigation of potential connections between historic hydraulic systems, Roman engineering, and ancient furnaces adds an exciting dimension of intrigue. As the mission continues, more and more Oak Island mysteries are revealed. We will meet you there in a minute if you click on the video links that appear to find out what discoveries by explorers astonished the entire globe.
The Oak Island team steps back so that the Dumas Contracting Company team can start drilling in this episode. The business is ready to start the job and has everything it needs. Is it possible that new things will be found? How did the team get past problems to reach their goal? The most important question is, where is the wealth that was buried? Stay tuned as we keep looking for the treasure that has been hidden for a long time. Early in the morning, the drilling company starts by planning how to dig the yard shaft all the way down. For about 6 hours, the flooded water has to be drained out of the garden shaft. Then, debris and artifacts have to be pulled out, wood sets have to be added, and the tube underground has to be made clear enough to be explored. The first step in the process seems to be putting together a very strong and useful tool called the hammer grab, which weighs more than 3 tons and is used for digging. After the dig, the team plans to build new 8-foot-tall wooden levels to try to link to the confirmed but still unexplored tunnel. Different artifacts found by the Oak Island team during their past drilling have proven that the tunnel is there. Some of the water that was pumped out has been seen and studied so far and found to contain gold and other things. But there is one thing that stands out from what they saw. The water that was covered in gold didn't seem to come from the garden shaft. Instead, it seemed to come from the baby blob, which is west of the garden shaft. It was found that the baby blob had the most metal and other artifacts compared to other parts of the money pit, through past study and excavation efforts. The team has a lot of hopes. Since the late 1700s, the Oak Island team, directed by geologist Terry Matt and historian Charles, towards an area they call the baby blob. The spike is full of iron and may have served a variety of purposes prior to the 1840s. Carmen Legg, a blacksmith expert, identified the object as a wedge about 4 inches long with a ring around it. A crucial meeting involving hydrogeologist Dr. Fred Michael, chemist Dr. Mark Liu, and geoscientist Dr. Ian Spooner is called around the money pit location. Metal traces can be found using fluorescence testing, and non-metal materials including wood, organic materials, and ceramics can be found using fluorescent spectroscopy. The team begins drilling a new borehole, KL-11-5, with the goal of intersecting with L-16 and reaching the center of Aladdin's cave at 142 feet. A high-def camera shows the interior of the cave and a square-headed bolt on a wall, confirming human activity within the cave. Dr. Spooner explains that borehole L-16 leads to Aladdin's cave, a large cavern known to the team as Aladdin's cave. An old coin discovered during Rick and Gary's thorough examination of Lot 5 suggests that there are still more treasures and stories to be discovered. The coins closely resemble an ancient Roman coin discovered nearby and point to a larger story developing at Lot 5. A group of specialists used computed tomography and X-ray fluorescence, XRF, to analyze coins discovered on an island. According to CT scans, the first coin was composed mostly of copper with a trace amount of silver, indicating that it was old but predated contemporary coin-making methods. The second piece, which resembled Roman coinage in its complex design of a female figure, was discovered to be composed of copper, silicone lead, and tin. The final coin was handmade, had a distinctive pattern, and contained high amounts of calcium and phosphorus, authenticating it as a 13th century French denier. The group conjectured that was frequently spotted in rural areas. The finding of coconut fiber inside the road's framework points to a more intricate construction than initially believed, indicating that humans were occupying the area considerably earlier than previously believed. While clearing ground on the southeast end of the island in June 1996, Marty and Rick Lagena and their exploration crew came across the road. The findings sparked conversations about confirming the existence of a stone road and figuring out its scope and function. After geophysicist Mike Hunt discovered a packed and rolled stone surface over 3 feet below the land's current surface, a quick investigation was conducted. And further finding was a layer of uniform clay that contained a variety of objects, indicating that this location might have historical significance. The team made the decision to trench across the road's line in order to further study the land to the north, and they were successful. In a small region with a rather high density of artifacts, they discovered a stone rubble around 1.66 feet below the present ground surface, indicating that the road may lead to or be connected to another structure or road line. This road's continuous investigation is more than merely an archaeological activity. It offers an opportunity to engage with the island's past and comprehend its more intricate and rich past. An amazing feat of engineering, the stone road is a complicated road composed of roughly 6,000 stones that was constructed flat and broad to accommodate traffic. It was probably a significant road that connected significant locations like South Shore Cove and the Money Pit. The Liga brothers and others think the road was constructed to facilitate travel throughout the island. Discussions concerning the road's origins have arisen. Some contend it was constructed similarly to ancient Greek sacred roads, while others think it was constructed to avoid wetlands or serve as a bridge connecting areas divided by water. According to some theories, the builders were seeking to settle and adjust to a new environment, even if they weren't native to the island. In addition to being an ancient route, the stone road is an important part of the island's past and remains essential to comprehending what transpired there. The Stone Road effort has established a high bar for subsequent investigations into New World history prior to the 19th century, serving as a template for upcoming archaeologists. An important results show that the beginning is correct. Find after find seems to support the idea that Lot 5 is located more than an acre farther west on the island and may have something to do with the Money Out area. It might be an extension of it. Each team works hard to finish their jobs at the Garden Shaft and, of course, the Aladdin Cave as the new day begins. Other people on the team were given different jobs. Some went to the Interpretive Center to get reports on the artifacts that had been found the day before. Archaeologist Laird Naveen confirmed that the object was, in fact, a piece of LED, and most likely a bag seal from a long time ago, when they were used to seal industry and military packages. This would have been around the 13th century. Not long ago, on Lot 32, an LED bag seal was found to match the LED trade token from the 1400s and the LED cross from the same year that was found at Smith's Cove. To back up his claim, Laird said that the seals were made from 2 LED circle pieces and pressed on in the 1300s, as shown by the cut section on the metal. Emma also did machine research using an X-ray fluorescence spectrometer, which is a type of radiation used to find out where things come from and what elements they are made of. The test results show that the LED seal is not completely pure. It has some iron elements and not much copper. Another report was made about the bag seals, but the results do not match up. There was one special find, though, that gave people some hope. Strange letters and marks were written on the top of the object that has not yet been recognized. Among the letters, KR was the easiest to see. The other letters were less clear. It looks like each member of the interpretive team found a match for the letters in their own way. The sample had the writing, "I Lovely Parkers in London." The seal belonged to a cloth parker from the 1700s who packed clothes into bales that weighed about half a ton before sealing and sending them. The seal found in Lot 5 could belong to the same person. There is a very good chance that things like military uniforms, weapons, maps, food, medicine, and other things like that were packed up, sealed, and sent to Oak Island at some time. It was said that the business was Army Parkers, which could mean that Lot 5 is a military base or a secret arms operation on the island. So far, the company's century has not been proven, but an entry's location suggests that it was founded around 1808. The fact that the letter I was used instead of J in the writing on the seal proves that it is much older than it seems. This way of writing I stood for John before it became outdated because of changes in language, but it has been used since 1524. It looks like the island keeps giving us clues to help us figure out what's going on. There's a chance that the British military and the Parkers did some things together in the 1500s. The real question is, what was delivered? The seal could have been left by someone looking for the lost riches. This person could have had tools, supplies. The Lega brothers, Rick and Marty Lagena, are the subjects of the reality television show The Curse of Oak Island, which follows them as they search for the island's buried wealth in various locations. The attraction of the show stems from the fact that it depicts an actual treasure search that is taking place in real time, with the island having been shrouded in rumors and stories. It's difficult to determine where these claims originated. Nonetheless, a number of websites and blogs have disseminated this incorrect information, stating that Alex had passed away while he was searching for the island's wealth, which is notoriously difficult to locate. It is a reminder to be careful with what we read online and to double-check information in order to avoid spreading false information. According to these unfounded stories, his supposed death was supposed to add to the so-called curse that states 7 people must die before the treasure can be found. In reality, Alex is still going after his goals, and he is not negatively affected by the unfortunate fate that the internet incorrectly predicted for him. The fact that Alex Lagena has been making frequent appearances on The Curse of Oak Island is evidence that the first claims of his passing were incorrect. The show is made even more compelling to watch as a result of the Lega family's unwavering will to continue their search, as well as the further information on Alex's role. Moving beyond the original narratives described, in order to unearth the secrets that have been kept about Oak Island's past, Alex LagIna, his brother Rick, and the archaeologist Larnan have been working on a project simultaneously. Excited anticipation has been generated among the group as a result of their recent discovery of a well-constructed cave that seems to have been meticulously created. It is Marty Lagena who is leading the charge into the cave, and he is pointing out the neat craftsmanship that is all around them. With each new step that they take, the team is constantly on the hunt for new clues that could provide them with information regarding the origin of the tunnel and the reason why it is located there. An enormous wooden beam was found in one spot, and another massive circular piece of wood was found in close proximity to it. Both of these discoveries were made by the group. Due to the exquisite craftsmanship that went into its construction, the main beam stands out due to the fact that it has a part that protrudes on one side. In close proximity to it, they found something that gives the impression of a cross. The massive U-shaped building that they uncovered at Smith's Cove the previous year was fashioned out of logs that were identical to the ones that were used in the construction of this structure. This construction was constructed between the years 1768 and 1769, as shown by the findings of the tests, which is a considerable length of time prior to the discovery of the money pit. Both the presence of the wood and the way in which it is assembled provide the sense that it is genuine, which in turn inspires the team to continue digging. When conducting their research into this discovery, they are exercising tremendous caution, because the pieces of wood and the manner in which they were utilized may have major historical value. This is the reason why they are exercising such caution. A further investigation into this discovery is something that the group is looking forward to doing in the hopes of acquiring new information about the building methods and the history of the era in question. They are digging up these old pieces with great care, and there is a sense of expectation in the air. They speculate about the tales that these old pieces of wood might have to tell, and the things that they might discover about the individuals who would have constructed all of this stuff hundreds of years ago. With all of the various structures that are scattered across the region, Smith's Cove never fails to astound those that come to visit. As they continue their exploration, they are looking for substantial evidence that Oak Island may have been the location of a clever flood tunnel that was created. This discovery is enlightening them about things that they were previously unaware of regarding earlier information. The historical data continues to gather, all of which provides additional assurance that this tunnel was, in fact, present. Considering that the chance of finding something is one of the factors that contributes to the significance of this big project, the team is experiencing a great lot of enthusiasm regarding the massive dig that is going to take place on Oak Island. Both the unexpected objects that they have found in Smith's Cove and the accumulating evidence of a flood tunnel have tremendously stoked the fires of excitement for this huge dig that will take place on Oak Island. Both of these discoveries have been made within the past few days. In order to excavate the past that has been buried under the surface, each and every member of the team is ready to take on new difficulties.